Hello, everyone. Today, I will tell you a simple and emotional story. The title of the story is Don't Laugh at Poor People. Please listen carefully. Let's begin. There was a girl named Emma. Emma was 16 years old. She lived in a big house. Her father had a good job. Her mother drove a nice car. Emma always wore clean clothes. She had new shoes, a new phone, and a big school bag. At school, Emma liked to show her things to other students. She was proud, very proud. In Emma's class, there was another girl. Her name was Ruby. Ruby was quiet. She was kind, but Ruby was poor. She did not have nice clothes. Her shoes were old. Her school bag was small and broken. Sometimes she brought only bread for lunch. Some students looked at Ruby and laughed. Emma laughed too. One day, Emma looked at Ruby's shoes and said, "Why are your shoes so old?" Some students laughed. Ruby looked down and said nothing. Then Emma said, "Do you only have one pair of shoes?" Again, the class laughed. Ruby's face became red. She felt hurt, but she still said nothing. Their teacher, Mrs. Allen, saw everything. She walked to the front of the class and said, "Never laugh at someone because they are poor. Money can buy many things, but money cannot buy a good heart." The class became quiet. Emma looked away. But inside, she did not really care. She thought, "I am better than Ruby. I have more things. I have a better life." Days passed. Emma kept laughing at Ruby. Sometimes it was about her clothes. Sometimes it was about her lunch. Sometimes it was about her old notebook. Ruby never fought back. She was always calm. She was always gentle. One afternoon, Emma came home from school. She opened the door and saw her mother crying. Her father was sitting silently at the table. Emma felt afraid. She asked, "Mom, what happened?" Her mother looked at her and said, "Your father lost his job." Emma was shocked. She sat down slowly. No one spoke for a long time. That night, the house felt cold and quiet. A few weeks later, life changed very quickly. Emma's father could not find a new job. The family had money problems. They sold the car. They moved out of their big house. Now they lived in a small apartment. Emma had to leave many things behind. No more expensive clothes, no more new shoes, no more big lunches. At school, Emma now wore the same jacket every day. Her shoes became old, her lunch became small. One sandwich, sometimes just an apple. Now some students looked at Emma and whispered. A few laughed. Emma felt the pain in her heart. It was the same pain Ruby felt before. One day at lunchtime, Emma sat alone. She opened her lunchbox. There was only one piece of bread inside. She felt embarrassed. She wanted to hide. Then, someone came and sat next to her. It was Ruby. Emma felt nervous. She thought Ruby would laugh at her. She thought Ruby would say mean things. But Ruby did not laugh. Ruby smiled softly and said, "You can have some of my lunch." Emma looked at her in surprise. Ruby gave her half of her food. Emma could not believe it. She said, "But why are you helping me?" Ruby answered, "Because I know how it feels." Emma looked down. She felt shame, deep shame. For the first time, Emma understood everything. She understood Ruby's silence. She understood Ruby's pain. She understood how cruel she had been. Emma's eyes filled with tears. She said quietly, "I am sorry, Ruby. I was very mean to you. I laughed at you. I hurt you. Please forgive me." Ruby looked at Emma for a moment. Then she said, "It's okay, but please do not do that again. Not to me, not to anyone." Emma nodded. "Yes," she said. "I promise." From that day, Emma changed. She stopped making fun of people. She stopped showing off. She became quieter, kinder, better. When other students laughed at poor classmates, Emma spoke up. She said, "Stop. That is not funny." One day, a student laughed at Ruby's old bag. Emma stood up and said, "Her bag is old, but her heart is strong. She is a better person than many of us." The class became silent. Ruby looked at Emma and smiled. A real smile. Months later, Emma's father found a small job. The family was still not rich, but life slowly became better. Emma was different now. She no longer cared about brands, shoes, or phones. She cared about people. She cared about feelings. She cared about kindness. One afternoon, Mrs. Allen asked the class, "What is more important, money or character?" Some students said money. Some students said both. Then Emma raised her hand. She stood up and said, "Money is useful, but character is more important. If you have money but no kindness, you are poor inside. If you are kind, you are rich in the most important way." Mrs. Allen smiled. Ruby smiled too. And this time, Emma smiled with peace in her heart, because she had learned a big lesson, a lesson she would never forget. Never laugh at poor people. You do not know their pain. You do not know their story. Today, they may have less money than you, but tomorrow, life can change. So be kind, be humble, respect everyone, because a good heart is worth more than gold. That is the end of the story. Thank you for listening. And remember, never laugh at poor people. Be kind to everyone. See you in the next story.